Hi everybody, this is Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. Today I've got a reading for you. It's called How Do I Talk to Him? So basically this reading is about putting yourself out there. You see a guy and you want to figure out like how you can start a conversation, how maybe you could let him in, give him something to work on so that it's not all about you. You know, just give him something that he can hold on to. So this is pick a card reading. What I do is I shuffle the cards and then I start to put them in piles, and you'll see the piles, and there's 3 to choose from. And also this spread has a couple parts. It has an emotional part, it has an intuitive part, it has a logical part, and it has a family wisdom part. So all of those come together and give you a message about the best way to go about something. It could be anything, but in this case it's how do I talk to him. I also just want to put something out there. These readings are meant to be more like guidance and advice. They're not meant to predict the future. So basically what's happening when I do these is I tap into an energy. I tap into like a general energy of a collective, the people who read who watch my work and who watch these videos. And you got something on your mind. It's like I was able to come in and just kind of feel a little bit what was going on. But it's up to you to take the steps to make things happen. So don't take this as future predicting. Take it as more like guidance that will kind of lead you on a way to doing something better, doing something new, doing something different in a way you didn't think of before. So also I use citrine stones, and they sit on the piles, and they have a good energy about them. They're good for creativity, and since I do my readings by writing things down in a notebook and then I read them to you, it's just kind of fitting that I have stones of creativity for this, because it's like helps me come up with the better ideas, helps me get in touch with my guides to come up with really good ideas about how to best answer the question. So let's get started. Spirit and Spirit Guide Lauren, Angel Uriel, what can all of us learn today to learn how to talk to him, whoever he may be? Whether it's a twin flame or soulmate. Of course, you know, with twin flames, you're going to be soulmates anyways, so it's really everything is the same. So twin flames and soulmates, we'll keep it to that. This isn't really a general love reading. It's really more for people who are on the path of like finding a really good person to be with. So we'll get started here. Yeah, let me tell you, this Lionsgate portal, it was tough. I have a video about it that I recently did. It's called Forget the Mental Health Stigma, Reach Out, Remember Spirit. It's about mental health and things that kind of came up to me when I was thinking of Lionsgate, and there were some events that happened with friends that kind of was just sudden. So you can always check that out. Read the description more about it. I don't want to really talk about it here, but I'm I'm just saying the Lionsgate portal was really tough on me. I guess with the fire signs, right? Yeah, I'm a fire sign, so it lit my fire. Hopefully you guys are doing well now. That's pretty much on its way out. We can really focus on getting back to normal, you know, getting back to having more stability. Okay. How can we talk to him? How can we talk to him? How can we talk to him? Let's get these piles out there. Trying to show you that I shuffle it. I do 3 cards for each spread from the Cosmic Tarot deck, and I do 1 card for each spread from Notes from the Universe. Oh, I'm not going to take that one. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take them if I see them beforehand. It's not meant. We're not going to do that. I'm not playing that. Unless it's clarifying time, and then I do clarify cards, so that's why I have a pile here. I used to break the piles open, but now I don't do that anymore because I want to be able to clarify cards. When I see a major arcana or I see a person like a king, what I do is I pull cards until a number comes up. And then once the number comes up, and that includes aces, then that kind of adds the tone to the whole, to that part of the reading. Okay, now I've got our Notes from the Universe cards. I'm all thumbs today. Imagine if we had hands and it was all thumbs. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh no, maybe somebody needs to hear that. I don't really channel messages. I have to say this though, I've been hearing guitar in my head like for the last couple days, like a bass guitar. And today me and my parents went to a coffee shop and they had a person playing guitar there. I thought that was interesting. So maybe it was just kind of letting me know that there was music in town. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. But, you know, maybe if you've been hearing a song, you know, been hearing things like that, I would say go check out local places, see if there's music. Maybe there'll be something that you like. So, that's what I feel in my heart makes sense. So whoever heard that, then, let's see, we got 3, yes. Whoever heard that, hopefully it resonated. Nice, happy message, not like bad stuff. So also what I do with these, I do it a little different. Now I actually show the cards, like when you pick, I'll show you the Notes from the Universe cards, so it's a little easier to pick, I think. Because they're all pretty good. They're all interesting, and it's going to be, you'll be able to resonate with the messages on there no matter how you're feeling. So I leave them up so that you can see them. So I will be back with the piles to pick from. Okay everyone, here are the piles to pick. The first one says most people are trying to survive. The second one, which is in the middle, says it's not as if you need anyone. And the third one on the right says if they once loved you, they still do. I'll go like that. You can see them a little better. And you have citrine there. They're all a little bit different. Trying to get all the citrine in there. So pick your pile and then come on back. Just fast forward to the one you want. Alright, pile 1. First I want to say I've got the wedding march stuck in my head. You know, da 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 da. Yeah, I guess somebody's got marriage on their mind, so I just thought I would share that. So, if you got that on your mind, I guess this is really helpful, huh? So, I'm going to reveal these cards, and I'll do this just slightly differently than my usual. I was putting the family in the middle, and I decided I'm going to do it this way. I think we'll have logic, emotion, and intuition like this, and we'll have our family wisdom there. So I'll reveal the family wisdom first. Most people are just trying to survive. Just remember, most people are so beguiled by your charm, awed by your confidence, and inspired by your choices, they simply forget to say thank you, please, and I love you like crazy, as often as they feel the urge. Let's not be one of those people. Thank you, please, I love you like crazy, the universe. Alright. There we go. So now, for the emotion, we've got 5 of Swords, so that does not need a clarifier. For the logic, we've got 6 of Pentacles reversed. That does not need a clarifier. And for the ends, this is the intuition. We've got the Princess of Wands, so that does need a clarifier. So I will be back with your clarifiers. Okay, pile 1, we're going to be clarifying the Princess of Wands, which is the intuition for this spread. So we're going to do that. Five of Pentacles reversed. So that is all we need for the clarifier. I'll be back with the reading. Hi pile 1, this is your reading. Emotion says your person has suffered some destruction and loss. They could be cutting communication with you now. Logic says you have a desire for this person to be in a relationship with you, yet because they have cut ties with you, the love that was there seems like an illusion. Intuition says you want to give up on trying to talk to them, yet their absence makes your love for them deeper. Family wisdom says even though someone cuts you off, you need to be sure you still treat them with respect as they are like you. I say, don't push it. If you are meant to speak, they will contact you. If they do, be respectful of them. You don't know what they've been through. Have compassion for them. Wish them well in a visualization. Imagine being kind to them if you hear from them again. It's hard to read that for some reason. Yeah, I'm kind of going through that now with the guy that I've kind of been into, kind of like, it's just been a pain in the butt. But, you know, I think a lot of people go through these things where one person could have gone through something that was really tough and they just, you know, maybe there was some other thing going on with the person that they've been seeing, and then, you know, like it triggered them or something. Might have been a trigger for them. So they might have just wanted to cut communication with you because, you know, maybe there was something going on in your life that was too much for them to handle. So, the good news is the Five of Pentacles is reversed. That shows some hope. It's like, you know, you see how these people are walking around. They're outside. It's a long trek. You know, they're not going to stop. Whereas I say reverse, this is like somebody is able to get where they need to go. They're not left out in the cold. Also, I want to point out that the Princess of Wands to me in this deck is like the Knight in the regular Rider deck. So the Princess is like the Knight. To me, the Prince is more like a page in this deck. So that's how I read it. So it can be a guy, it can be a girl. You know, either one. Usually with my readings, they're not really specific on sex, although it tends to happen because I'm straight. So I'll, you know, slip out a he or she, or sometimes I just say he or she because that's what comes through. So, I would say just wish them well in your head. Like, you know, if you're thinking of them, just have like a kind thought for them. Imagine, I mean, look at this guy, right? He is here and he is all stretched out and the swords are right around him. Whatever he's in, he's like in his own private hell, you know? So, I mean, you don't know what people go through. People can go through lots of different things. You have no idea why they can stop communicating with you. And it's something I have to keep in mind too with this person I've been in a situationship with. You know, he's got his own stuff going on, and you know, with the Six of Pentacles here, you know, like this guy, you know, upright, it's like he's giving everything to you. He's giving you the world. With it down, it's like this person, you know, with these cards here, they can't give you the world right now. And if they think that you're expecting them to give you the world, then that's going to make them run away even more. They may not be ready to give much right now. It's not that they don't want to give anything. It's more like their resources are tapped. I see because of the wands, you know, that's usually action. I think they do want to take some kind of action to be with you, but they're just in a place where like if you push them, it could hurt them in some way. You know, it can make them feel like they're not trying hard enough, they're not giving you enough, and it kills them. Because looking back with this Five of Pentacles here, I mean, to me, like when this comes up, this is like a hardship card. So the fact that this came up, I would think this person may have come from some hardship. They may have been through some family dynamics that were tough. You know, maybe there was some kind of financial struggle with the pentacles here. You know, more pentacles, so it could be financial. And that could have just been a tough thing for them. You know, maybe as they're dealing with it now, it could be something that is haunting them for some reason. So they just don't have the resources. Also, it could be they may be worried that, you know, you might want some kind of financial help from them. Well, they may not be able to provide that. And I think when you go into any situation with somebody, like, especially if you're thinking of relationship, like, make sure that you have a plan for paying your own way. I mean, like, I'm on disability, so I save up my money and I do things like I'll go out to eat or something like that, or, you know, I'll buy something for myself that I feel I want or something like that. I save up the money to do these things where I need to, if I need to go out or something. So, like, if I was dating somebody, I wouldn't expect them to pay all the time. I would pay what I have, you know, but we would definitely have to, like, you know, be able to do things on an affordable budget, because, you know, I'm not really able to afford that much. And honestly, I don't want to put somebody out. You know, my goal with what I do now is to be able to make money full-time from all of my creative pursuits. I've got lots of different ones, so, you know, I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. It's funny I said that, because look at this. If you see it this way, the moon is in the basket. It's funny, this guy looks like Freddie Mercury. He really does. I don't have a Queen song in my head, although it does make me think of one. I had one in my head the other day, and I was thinking of a Bohemian Rhapsody song, and one of the lines is, "Didn't mean to make my mama cry." And so, like, it's like this guy, like, maybe he was like this, you know, he's all happy here, and he's like, "Didn't mean to make you cry, mama. Sorry." I don't know what that's about, but, here we go with this person. You know, she's very intense. So, I mean, it could be a guy, too. It doesn't just have to be a woman. She's got the sun behind her. You know, we've got this stuff here. You know, we could even see this as, like, light. That the light is shining through, kind of. With this, with the light being up here and the dark being down here. That the light is coming in here. It's illuminating the basket. Whatever this basket is. I never realized that before. That when it's reversed, that's what it looks like. The moon in a basket. Sounds like a good song, huh? You know, the one worry I have with this one is this card. This is like somebody in some kind of mental torment of some sort. And it's not the same as, like, some of the other cards where, like, the swords are coming at them. This is like something they're surrounded by. This is some kind of situation with maybe even harsh words of some sort. You know, they might have been in some kind of situation that was just really tough to deal with. I mean, we have the Pentacles, poor, you know, could have been from a poor home, and then we have this, and, you know, this is almost like somebody who's dealing with harsh words at some point. That's what I see here. This is somebody, they're being tested. They're lying in the pentagram, and they're being tested by, well, the way the pentagram is, it's, I don't think it's like the satanic one. Like, if you put it this way, see, he's laying on it, it's not the satanic one. The satanic one has it facing downward, I think. Oh, it is the satanic one, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this sometimes, you know, because I don't really believe in Satan. I believe more in, like, in spirit, and I think people create their own hell. So I'm not really sure there really is a Satan or the devil, although there is evil impulses, I guess. But yeah, this guy is laying in a satanic pentacle. That's not good. I gotta remember that. All my friends who practice witchcraft won't be happy with that. Yeah, that's tormented. He's tormented by something. So you gotta tread real carefully with this person. They may not be ready for any kind of relationship, but I think if you make them feel safe, you know, if you turn this into this, if they find that they can come to you and be safe, they're no longer trekking long trek, they're able to come home, so to speak, then, you know, it's possible you have some kind of shot with them. You know, but that's a lot to ask of somebody. It's a lot to ask of yourself. I think if you feel anything like that, it's like it's something naturally that happens. So, I would say just keep up like the positive thoughts. And if they come in your life again, great. Don't wait around, but certainly, you know, like, keep them in mind. Keep them as like, oh, you know, like a good acquaintance for right now. So, that's what I've got for you, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pile 2. I'm going to be revealing the cards. So, I'm doing things a little differently this time. I am laying them out this way. I figured it's a little easier to read. And if I have clarifiers, I will put them up above. So you'll be able to see them like that. Like if this was here, you could see them all to the back. It'll be a little easier to read. So, I'm first going to reveal the Family Wisdom card. It's not as if you need anyone. For as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understanding them as opposed to changing them will wildly improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Oh wow, how I love you, the universe. That's cute. Okay, so it sounds like self-love there. Okay, we've got the emotion here. So this is Four of Wands reversed. Okay. Next one we have is Judgment reversed. And that one will be clarified. And then we have the Seven of Swords. That one does not need to be clarified. So the only one, this is intuition, this is logic. The only one that has to be clarified is logic. So I will be back with the clarifiers. Hi guys, Pile 2. Here are your clarifiers. Okay, that didn't work. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on today. I got like butterfingers today. Oh, jeez. Come on, guys. Okay. The Magician reversed, so you still got to pull more. Temperance, upright, still got to pull more. Got to pull until we get a number card. Eight of Wands, there we go. I love that card, that guy's hilarious. So that's for logic. That'll be interesting, guys. Okay. So I will be back with your reading, Pile 2. Hi, Pile 2. Here is your reading. Emotion says your beauty has become more important to you since meeting your person. You want to make a good impression on them. Logic says the decision is you must go over the top to impress this person. You've got so much to offer this person. You've set an intention to reach out to them. Intuition says show them your best self. It's okay to attempt to show who you are to someone you want to get to know. Family wisdom says to love someone, understand them, don't think of changing them. I say, there is no need to impress your person. Talk to them like they are you. Imagine sitting in front of a mirror and chatting with yourself. Ask yourself questions. When you meet the person, think of what you are interested in and discuss your interests with them. Listen to what they say. Take it in. Think how what you say relates to them and keep the conversation going. Okay. So, I feel like this is a very sweet reading here. From what I see somebody who is kind of nervous to show themselves. This is reversed, and you see this person here. She's dancing. She's having the time of her life. And, I think you may be somebody who's trying to figure out, how you could go over the top. What talents do I have kind of thing. This all over here is about wanting to put yourself forward. So that's really good. Congratulate yourself on that. But I would say one thing to focus on is be moderate about it. You don't have to be over the top. You don't have to impress somebody. Just be yourself. Be kind. Be courteous. But also, if you have talents, if you have things that you're interested in talking about, then talk about it with them. Discuss. Ask something like, what do you could start and say something like, I like to do art, what do you like to do? And they could say, oh, I like art too. Or they could say, well, I'm more into music, or something like that. Or they may not be in any of that. They could be writers, they could be anything, maybe not any of that. And then it could be anything, but just think about what you do, and then listen to what they say, and think about how you can tell them more about what you do. But also, don't try to force it too much. You need to listen to them and let them talk. This person here, she looks like she's flashing the swords. So, I think this is the kind of person you're nervous that you're going to be. This is your intuition, and it's screaming, and it's saying, hey, show 'em, show 'em. But at the same time, with your emotions, you're kind of feeling a little sheepish. You're trying to figure out how you can be more beautiful, how you can impress somebody. If you've got some kind of talent, I would say let it out. Let out what you got. So it is funny that this woman looks like she's flashing the swords here. To me, it's almost like she's leaving them behind. They're all just kind of in their own little places, and she's kind of turning her back on some and acknowledging others. Kind of casual. I would say, you need to be more casual in how you talk to people. I'm thinking that maybe you think that it's something that's extremely difficult. And it is difficult if you're not used to doing it. But once you start talking to people, you could even start by talking to a friend. If you're in a meetup or something like that. Let's say, you go to a coffee meetup or something. Maybe a business meetup. To me, this is the business card here. This guy is all about business. He's all about getting stuff. And so I'm thinking, I never really think love. I think business with this card. So, it's possible the person you're into is a business person or something. I don't know. I keep hearing bass. I keep hearing a guitar bass. Maybe they're a music manager, perhaps. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. See, you've got this temperance card here, and she's happily standing there pouring out her drinks. She's just like happy to be here, happy to be out in the sunlight. And see, she's baring her chest here, and then in this one, she's flashing the sword. So there's something here where you're like really wanting to show off. Maybe you're a dancer of some sort. I mean, I don't know. It's just funny that those two cards came up. And you know, with Judgment, you know, they have the children here. Maybe you just don't have any children either. You don't have all this stuff going on. Yes, it's interesting. It's like, I feel like you need to have the right body. You need to have the right look to get this guy. You know, I'm thinking music manager, but he could even be like a lead singer of a band or something. You know, I mean, look how much energy this guy has. Just straightforward, right? So, you know, usually bass players are not the lead singer, but it doesn't matter. They're still pretty important in the band. But you never know. I mean, you never know how these things go. I would say, don't worry about trying to have a certain look to get this guy. That's what I keep getting from these cards, is that you're like thinking about how you don't look like the part. You don't look the part of a rock and roll wife. And, you know, don't think that way. Like, think of your talents. Think of what you have to offer. I'm not really able to tell what kind of talent you have. This may be something where maybe you need to just go deep within and just figure out things that you want to learn. Things that you want to get into. The Swords here, maybe writing would be good for you. It's all about communication. Bearing your soul. Bearing, you know, getting naked in writing kind of thing. You know, like bearing everything. Think, yeah, writing. Maybe, oh, songwriting. Oh. You're a songwriter and you want to write for this guy. You want to write with him, perhaps. Yeah. And maybe you're thinking you also kind of like him. In fact, you could be the songwriter. You could be the songwriter, and this guy is the band guy, and you're thinking, oh, you know, I really want to be with this guy, but I'm not like the other girls that he's into. You know, I would say the logic here, this is like representing him. The Magician. Now, because this is reversed, usually it means somebody with delusions of grandeur. To me, like in this picture, this guy looks like somebody who's very intense and very, oh, I don't know, all-knowing or something like that. You know, like he's all-knowing, and I think, you know, this guy may be one of those people you just take him at face value. Like maybe this is a sign, like take the guy at face value. You don't know what he knows yet. You don't know anything about him. You may think you know him, but you don't know him. Yeah, and the Judgment card here. Yeah. Yeah, look at these people. This is hard to figure out here. I'm trying to get this to be focused better. You know, they're all swimming around and falling. I don't know what's going on in the desert or something. There we go. They're all in the desert. They're all like being released. The trumpets are sounding. Ah, trumpets, yeah. Okay. So these are down. So Yeah, don't make a loud announcement about it. Don't make a big deal about, like, to him, don't make the big deal about how you're not worthy of, or something like that, because you're the songwriter. You're not like a rock and roll chick or something. You've got an inner rock star in you, and you need to embrace that. I don't know, maybe you play an instrument too. It's possible you may play an instrument as well. That's, songwriters a lot of times are able to play instruments. Maybe learning to play an instrument, if there's a new one you want to play or something. Learning to sing, you know, singing it to somebody. Singing it could be the way to get this guy. Like, he wants to hear the song sung. But yeah, he's very direct, very straightforward, and he's not messing around. You know, he's not messing around. You take him at face value because he's not messing around. He knows what he's doing. And it's funny that I got that from the Magician card, because the Magician is usually delusions of grandeur, but I got that because it was your logic. But I'm reading it overall, and I feel like he's somebody that you don't want to, you know, you don't want to go over the top. He's probably seen so many people try to go over the top because of who he is. And because of that, you know, like, he sees this. He sees all these people doing this stuff. You know, he sees them balancing on their tippy toes to impress him. And because, you know, you're not into that, because you have something different to offer, he'll see the difference in you. I really believe that. So, yeah, just pretend you're, like, talking to yourself. Like, think of things that you're interested in, and then when you see him, you know, like, if he's really, if you know, like, if you talk to him and he's into lyrics or something, he's trying to find some new lyrics, ask him, like, you know, is he looking for new lyrics? You could do that. I mean, it could be a business thing. I don't see any pentacles here, but the Magician does have a pentacle in there, so, I mean, there's a possibility. There's a possibility there, I think, even though it's reversed. I think there's some cards where they're reversed. It's like some of the things can still mean the same thing and other things don't. And I'm just going by, like, my picking up things here. I keep hearing a bass. I've been hearing a bass like crazy. I heard a bass at the beginning of this video. So maybe that message was for you. You need to go to wherever you need to find him, in local coffee shop or local venue in town, and, you know, just go backstage and talk to him. You know, it may not be big enough yet that, you know, they're going to block it off or something. You won't be able to talk to him, so. But whatever you do, don't flash him. That will, that will get you kicked out. That'll freak him out, probably. So. And if there's something there, there's something there. If there isn't, there isn't. You know, I would say don't ask him, like, if he's taken or anything like that. Just start with, like, the stuff that you have in common. You know, the things that you have in common. So, that's what I've got for you. And, I'll see you next time. Hi, Pile 3. I'm going to be revealing the cards now. I'm doing this a little differently than I've done ones in the past. I decided it would be easier to see if the cards were in a row. So we've got emotion, logic, and intuition in a row here, and the family wisdom at the top. So I'm going to reveal the family wisdom now. They once loved you, they still do. Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. The changer. The universe. Okay. So, I've got the emotion. Six of Wands. Reversed. Logic. Wheel of Fortune reversed. That one needs a clarifier. Ten of Swords reversed. Okay. So we'll clarify the middle card here. The logic. I pile 3. Here to clarify the Wheel of Fortune card. That's the Wheel of Fortune reverse. It's the logic card. So I'll be doing that. Five of Cups upright. Oops, let me get my finger out of there. So that is the final card for that. We don't have to pull anymore. And I will be back with your reading. Hi, pile 3. I've got your reading here. Okay. Emotion says you are anxious about talking to your person. You are worried you'll lose control over the conversation. Logic says if you plan the conversation and it flops, you'll kick yourself for saying the wrong thing. You'll feel bitter. Intuition says there will be a temporary feeling of satisfaction with this person if the conversation doesn't go your way but works despite that. Family wisdom says loving someone changes you in a positive way. I say don't try to control the conversation. And if you are talking to someone and you feel like they don't value you, then let them go. Take what you've learned and move on. Alright. So, first thing I want to point out right now is the Lionsgate portal. I'm taping this on August 12th, and now it's around midnight. And, there's a line in there. So I guess the Lions portal is talking to us tonight, huh? And yeah, even though it's over by the time I post this, there'll probably be a little bit of shadow period, as I've heard before, of, you know, retrograde, those kinds of things. So if you're still recovering from it, you'll be recovering from this. So I'm getting like fire sign energy here, whoever this is for. Maybe you like the person who's fire sign. So, yeah, we've got that. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is like when you're trying to plan things and manifest them. And I used to think it was good if it was in reverse, but now, since I've become more spiritual, I realize that when you try to control stuff, it doesn't work. It's one thing to kind of plan a little bit, but you've always got to leave some room open for things to flow. If you plan it too much, if you make it too tight, then there's no room for growth. And like, if you're talking to somebody and you've got all these talking points and they're like, I don't want to listen to this anymore because I have nothing to add, then, you know, you've lost out. We have the, oopsies. Alright. Sorry, I'm a little butterfingers today. We have Five of Cups here. This is the saddest card in the deck, in my opinion. And, see, she's mourning. She's tired. She's lost something. She looks like she could be bitter, you know. She looks, you know, she's all dressed up very conservative. Like she looks like somebody who could be real bitter about stuff. That's where I got the bitterness from. And I'm thinking, you know, like you poured your heart and soul into trying to get this right, trying to get talking to this person right. and for whatever reason, they don't value you. Like, they just don't value you. Now, Ten of Swords reversed is good, because that's like a terrible card to have when it's upright. But it's good to see it upright, because then you can see kind of like where the pain originates from, and like why it's important that it's over. And I think, this is my theory, this is what I'm getting, that this person has caused you to feel this way. They have absolutely wrecked your brain. They've say, look, all the swords going in there, and they have caused you to become this person. And you know, deep inside, that if you let them go, if you move on from it, that you'll be better off. Now, this card here says that loving people changes you in a good way. Changed everything. Well, usually, I mean, these cards are positive, you know, and if you think about it, if you learn, like, to love yourself more, like, to love yourself enough to let somebody go who doesn't value you, then I would say that is the lesson there. And you know, I'm going to say something here. I don't usually say this on these because this is usually about love. But I'm thinking this is a friendship. This is friendship. I'm getting chills right now. I did a Lionsgate video recently, and it's still relevant because the topic is about mental health. There's more about it in the description, but I guess I'll talk about it here because this lion is in the picture. It's about suicide prevention. And I had a falling out with somebody, and they had an event that has now kind of put them in a hard place. And I felt like I needed to help them. I didn't want to hurt them. And I had so much venom towards this person in the past. I mean, we had started out as really good friends. And it just evolved into this crappy, non-existent friendship. It wasn't a real friendship anymore. It's terrible. It was just not working. I'm thinking that whatever this is, this has to do with friendship. This has to do, I think it's somebody who was a friend. Usually when it comes to this kind of conversation where you're going, somebody doesn't value you. I mean, when you love somebody, like you love somebody romantically, yeah, there is a sense of value, but I think there's something different there. There's like a magic element. To me, this really feels like a friendship gone wrong. And maybe that's just me seeing myself in this. I've actually kind of seen myself in all the cards, like in all the readings today. I had one that I chose for myself. I won't reveal it, but yeah, I mean, this guy, look at him, he's slaying the lion. To me, he looks like he's full of himself. Personally, he's like out to slay the lion. I don't know what this thing is on here. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what that is. But, you know, he's slaying the lion. He's trying to slay the lion. And he wants his big payday. And, you know, he's showing off. And, yeah, I've had friends that way. I've had friends like that. I don't remember. I think they're a fire sign too, actually. Yeah, and you know, this person was like a major planner. That's kind of like how we were so different. You know, she was more into planning and I wasn't. She had a certain way things would go and I didn't. Then I think that happens with friendships, that there'll be something that you're not connecting on. And you know, if one person feels like they're really out in the cold and they're not being let in, like say there's even like some cold here. I mean, this woman has just come in from the cold and she's mourning this loss of feeling like maybe even betrayed. She just looks like somebody who's been through betrayal of some sort. And I'm not sure my friend betrayed me. I mean, I don't want to say that, but we just didn't agree on a lot of things, and it just got kind of ugly. And I got really upset, and I said a lot of things. I'm not upset that I said them, but the way that I said it was bad. And there's nothing wrong with speaking up and saying, hey, you screwed me over. But I think it's the way you say it, it's the way you do it. And I think the way I did it at the time was just the only way I knew how to say it to her. So, if I could recommend something, if this is a friendship that would turn into something, or that you wanted to turn into something, that's not the case that happened with me and my friend. But if, let's say this is a guy, okay, this is a guy here, so I'm thinking you're a woman, you're the woman here, and there's this guy, and you were friends, you know, like you started out really good, and then it kind of, you started feeling like they were better than you. You know, tell them how you feel, but do it in a way that's direct yet full of compassion. You know, like, state what your boundaries are, state what your grievances are, like what you think went wrong, what you think you could improve on. You could even say, like, why you think you need to leave. But do it in a way that's kind of compassionate. You know, don't, like, write a letter and just, like, have, like, this incendiary stuff in there. I mean, I could have written it differently. I could have discussed things differently. And as I said, I'm not upset that I said what I needed to say to this person, but I could have been kinder. I couldn't have foreseen what happened with her situation. So, you know, now it's like I want to be there for her. Like, I just want to help her out. As I said, we had started out as friends. So, like, if this person was like a friend, you know, always keep them in your heart, even if you move on. Like, always think of them in a compassionate way at the end. You know, have your little, you know, upset feeling, your little temper tantrum or whatever for a while away from them. And, like, don't put it in a letter, don't yell at them, don't curse at them, don't do all that. Just breathe and compose yourself, say what needs to be said. And, like, what I did with this situation was I just said, I'm not going to be your friend anymore, I'm out of here. And I had said why. And so I think you need to do the same thing if you really feel like this person is making you feel this way, that the words are eating away at you, and they make you want to shout venomous stuff. It's not a good situation. It's a toxic situation. I'm not going to say a person is toxic. I refuse to say people are toxic. I think situations are toxic. I think situations build up between people or among people, because there could be like a group of people, you know, 3 or more, and people don't really know what to do, and they feel stuck, and it builds up, and it's in them for like a really long time, and they can't get it out of their system. And at some point it just all comes out, and you know, I want to save everybody from that. That is a bad thing. That's part of, you know, part of what happened with, I mean, my mental illness. I mean, the way that I work with people, the way that I do things, I just would blow up at people. I just start yelling at them, and, you know, it was just bad. And don't go down that road if you can help it. You know, luckily, once I got the right treatment, I'm able to do these things now where I can actually do something to help people. I mean, I don't know if I'll make money at it, but my goal is to become self-sufficient at some point with all of my creative interests. So if you've got creative interests, if you've got things that you're into, and like this person keeps telling you that, oh, you're not going to amount to anything, or whatever, this, or whatever they say. I mean, not, my friend actually did not say that, but, it was just a lot of stuff that just wasn't working. So, but this guy seems like somebody who would say that, like, hey, I'm the one that's supposed to win. I'm the one who's supposed to make things happen here. I'm the lucky one. Look, he's got the little Saturn. Is that? No, that's Jupiter. He's got Jupiter on him. He's the lucky one, I think. I think that's Jupiter. Yeah. I hope I'm right. Yeah, that is Jupiter. Yeah, that's Jupiter. It's like a number 4. Let's put these guys together here, okay? Here, I'm gonna just put that up there. Just take a look at that, okay? And I'm gonna turn this up, because you understand. You understand now. You see that? That's just not healthy. So, instead of trying to, like, change the person, I think you need to just set your boundaries and say, I'm out of here. That's what I would advise. That's what I had to do with this friend that I had. I had to get out of the toxic situation. She's not a bad person. She's a good person. And her family is good, her friends are good, but it just didn't work for me to be in the group. So, like, as I said, like, I don't like calling people toxic. I think that's really low vibrational behavior. I think that's really bad behavior. You will never catch me calling people toxic on here. You may catch me saying something like somebody is really doing wrong things or something, really acting evil or something like that. There's a difference, than saying like toxic. I mean, toxic is like sludge, You say somebody's been evil, somebody's been, just doing bad stuff. I just don't like the feeling here. I hope you find some peace and you get out of this. You get out of that. And if you're right there, do what I said. Don't, you could like write a letter. You could write a letter to the person and then you don't have to send it. You can just throw it away or burn it. And then like write another letter, write one that is more compassionate and just kind of like almost like a Dear John letter, like, Dear John, I'm on my way out, Really, it could be as simple as that. It could be something so simple. And like, if the person is very self-absorbed, they won't even know what hit them, and they won't even get mad at you because they'll just like laugh it off. This guy would just laugh it off. He's a lucky one, right? Yeah. Well, this Lionsgate portal ended on an interesting note. Wow. I can't believe this. Just wish them best, too. Wish them the best. I don't remember if I wished her the best or not. If I did, it's okay. If I didn't, then I really feel sorry about that. So, hopefully this resonated. I will see you next time. Bye.